Dolce & Gabbana. 500 roses. My God. And there's more there. I think these are 300.
No, Mr. KK.
What?
Now, what level is this?
What level?
What's this level? Is this a carbon fiber? On a shoe. They only have these on cars, on sports cars and everything.
Yeah.
But, oh, wait. Oh, that's a Porsche design.
Porsche design, baby.
No ways. No ways.
Design,
So you have a carbon fiber on a shoe that they put on cars? Nah. Nah. It's a bit too much.
What shall we say? It's KK.
Come on.
Hi, darling. Welcome back. As someone who doesn't own any luxury brands, I've always been curious about the fascination and the allure of luxury brands. I've been very curious about why do South Africans love luxury? Like, from being a kid, I remember just how much it was important to have luxury brands. Even when we were in primary school on CV's day, I knew that the kids who were wearing luxury brands would obviously get a lot of attention. It's something that I've seen consistently within our culture, that even if it's like simple brands like Nike, having a Nike school bag was considered kind of like the epitome of, yeah, you're cool, you have a nice bag. And it graduates gradually as we go into adulthood, into the working world, into university. I've seen a trend consistently that a lot of South Africans love luxury brands, especially the Black and colored community. We love luxury brands. And this is not to say that it's only the Black people in South Africa who are obsessed with luxury. I think it would be unfair to say that, because we know in Dubai we have the Arab princes, the UAE. There are people who do spend on luxury there as well. But there is a cultural phenomenon that I've noticed with us Black people across the world. We love luxury brands. Whether you go to Black people in the UK who are obsessed with Burberry, you go into America, the US, there is a Black culture, grills, gold, diamonds, jewelry. There is an obsession with luxury brands. And then you come back to South Africa. My people love luxury brands. And it's always confusing for me in a country where socio-economically, we're not really in a great space throughout these past decade. We haven't been in a good space. And I'm always curious, I'm like, where are people getting the money and why are we so obsessed with luxury brands? I have a theory, and I will share my theory as I break down my perspective on this topic. But what I want us to do is to go on a journey. What I want to do first is to show you a video that highlights something that I've always thought about. As someone who doesn't like luxury brands, I don't like luxury brands. I don't know, I haven't found, I don't see the appeal. I've seen Gucci, I've seen Louis Vuitton, I've had access to money to buy those things, and it's not in a way to say I think I'm better than people who buy those things. Absolutely not. Or that I'm different, I'm so different. No, I just don't understand the appeal of luxury brands, because sometimes I look at the clothing and it's so gaudy, it's so kind of grotesque. Like, there was this, I don't know if it's Louis Vuitton or Gucci, I don't know. There was this shirt, I think I've seen it a few times, the one with those intricate designs. To me, it looks like fried cabbage. It looks like fried cabbage, like the brown patterns and everything. It's just to say that I don't understand brands. Like, sometimes, like, I don't understand the appeal. I don't understand where the beauty is, because there's something loud about it. even when I've been approached or pursued romantically, I can't date a guy who is on a date. I just don't know. Like I don't know how to feel about going on a date with someone who is wearing brands on brands on brands. I don't even entertain a DM from someone who's wearing multiple brands at the same time. I do believe there's a softer way to wear brands, even though I don't understand the obsession with brands. So this video today is a breakdown. I want us to go on this journey to understand, why do South Africans love luxury brands? There's this lady from the conversation capital, Ursula. I believe she adds quite a very insightful context to this conversation. Here is the video.
But Penson's kyk a bitter, in the sense that we all struggle with certain standards. The other day we're chatting, I think it's DJ Tira. I can't remember. Yeah, somebody talks about how, we'll judge people for living a Kopek room, but they're driving a GTI. And he's like, I don't go with my house.
Oh, Zex.
Is it Zex? I don't go with my house to a meeting.
Yeah.
And if I want to show up to this meeting and I want to be taken seriously, GTI. So there is a certain standard that people are held to. And I won't forget social media. We're talking about life now. Let's remove the Instagram facade of things. Real life, we are, living in a world where there are certain standards that people are expected to, I went to a doctor, and from the back he looked very, very shady. Like, but when he turned around, I realized that even though it's an old shady shirt, yeah, YSL. So I had a moment like, okay. I really went, okay.
Yeah.
And I must be honest, had that shirt not said YSL, I was like, Kiko guy,
I'm walking
who
out.
is this person? And they're about to examine. Kind of, this person's a whole professor. Their accolades are on the wall, But I needed to see that little bit small, to know that, okay, this is the right person, Otherwise, who am I coming to? And it's so unfortunate. It really is. I hate that I think that way. I hate that, but it's the truth.
What Ursula said was so eye-opening, because it basically also just revealed a lot of our biases. There is a level of respect that she mentioned she felt for the doctor once she realized that his wrinkled shirt was YSL. And it is something I want to go deeper on today's video. But before I ramble on and go on, I want to watch two more videos from the MacG podcast. One from Abudi Lolo and the other one is from David Klali. I believe that these videos will really they've helped me understand this conversation and understanding, why do my people love luxury? Like, they love an expensive item. They could be going through the worst financially, but a luxury item is important. I think for me, these conversations have allowed me to open up my mindset, and I hope it does the same thing for you in terms of, why do people consume products the way they do? And before I go on, I want us to watch these two videos, and I will add my perspective at the end. Okay, darling?
Yeah, bagqoka ama-jeans.
Ne, vitamins.
Ama-jeans ayagqoka. I mean, ama-jeans ayagqoka.
Akafuni ukuthi bataya umflow mnathi wena. Hey man, it's crazy. That's phenomenal.
Bayaqoshana fast. But you know what? Also, I think what I've noticed is there's a certain level of access you get once you start wearing these things. Yeah. And I guess it's why many artists, they think, my first paycheck, I'm rushing for that LV sneaker.
A lot of them do, yeah.
I'm rushing for this Off-White, because they've seen that there are many gates that open once you enter that type of lifestyle. The way people treat you changes.
Yes.
Like, there's some respect.
Really?
So
okay, let's be honest, bruh.
So much.
Let's be honest, man.
Mac, you're losing
Kelvin Momo isn't. I don't think Kelvin Momo gets treated the way he gets treated because he wears a Casablanca t-shirt.
Don't speak about people who are at the top. Let's speak about people who are in the middle. Let's speak about normal producers. if someone like who can we speak about? If someone like a Bandros has to change from Nike to LV, in certain circles they'll respect him more. They'll see him more, and chances are he'll even get booked in those circles.
Now, are these circles within the promoter space or piano circles? As in, Gabza will take you serious, or Pori will take you serious, or is it outside of the piano artist circle?
It's outside. I think it's in the lifestyle circles, because there are lifestyle circles, and many DJs think they can only survive within the lifestyle circles. And those lifestyle circles, you won't get in Ka All Star. You won't get in.
Wait, what do you mean? What's the lifestyle circle? What do you mean?
Yeah, but hey, Munda, hey.
And it's a lifestyle circle.
What circle is there? Good question.
And then, why do you think us as black people are so obsessed with, the brands we were talking about earlier, your Christian Dior's, your Balenciagas? Why do you think that is?
I think, growing up, Ekasi, you'd see quite a lot. There was a huge movement of Amapanzula when we used to wear, not me, my elderly, they used to wear Ducks of London. It was high fashion then. And there was a huge movement to Yabo Swenka. And those things, they played a major role in people's minds to say, if I wear a particular brand, I belong to a particular class, a group of people. And also as black people, we want to show off a lot. But you ask a person, do you have a passport? They're like, no, what am I going to do with a passport? But this person is wearing a DNG or even a Prada, Gogumtariana and whatever. I'm like, what country have you traveled to? I have not left the country.
The Kasi even.
It's a township thing, and not only here, guys. I'm telling you, even in the US, it's the same story. Americans are some very lazy people to travel. But anyway, bring it back to your questions that we want to be affirmed and confirmed that we've made it in life. That's why we have to be seen wearing a particular brand. And those things have made us to live in poverty more than any other race under the sun. Because you look at today, young people, young generations, they're also catching up to that. Our parents are kind of like, okay. Because our parents, I know this, my mom, when she was raising us up.
As I was doing research and just trying to scan information on this topic, I found something interesting about South African culture and Black culture across the world is that even in times of oppression and times of struggle like the 1950s, subcultures evolved. Subcultures such as Oswenka, cultures whereby Black people used luxury or dressing affluently to ascertain their position in the world, to vocalize through their clothing that I am not this stereotype that you think I am. I am not this barbarian. I am not less than. It's so interesting to find that clothing and fashion and these luxury brands have been used in history by even Black people to assimilate. It goes back to respectability politics, trying to assimilate, but also for upward mobility. What do I mean by that? I think the context of South Africa is quite interesting in the sense that even if you are qualified for certain positions, you have your qualifications, there is a culture of showing off. There is a culture of we have to show our neighbors, we have to show our employees, we have to show the people we are around that we have made it. That's why luxury halls are they garner a lot of attention. That's why the influencers who promote luxury are so attractive, are so captivating to watch, because it is very much a thing of, I am part of this exclusive group. I know someone's going to say, no, you're too woke, you're the too woke friend, but I actually see this. I see how much respect you get in the world when you own a certain car, when you own a certain bag, when you own a certain, you live in a certain estate. People even flex right now about, yeah, I'm a mother of a Cura baby. Yeah, my child goes to Cura, or my son goes to Saint Mary's, Saint Catherine's. There is a thing whereby Black people and even some colored people have to emphasize the fact that we are not the same, we belong to this group. And I'm empathetic to why. I'm not judging it, but I'm empathetic to why that is a thing, because I am understanding the history of Black people, the history of marginalized groups. Is that as much as we can say oppression is in the past, segregation and all these things are in the past, I have experiences of knowing that if you go to certain establishments, even in Cape Town, your Blackness is not enough to allow you into certain spaces comfortably. There are certain restaurants that will, they're like, oh, do you have a reservation? No, you don't have a reservation. Like, there's certain rules that are different for sometimes for Black people when we go into certain spaces. And I don't want people to gaslight me and say like, no, this is not a reality. I've seen it. We know that Cape Town is beautiful. I love Cape Town, love Cape Town. The corporate world is beautiful, but we do know that if you are a Black person, you kind of have to wear your luxury on your body sometimes for people to respect you. Even other Black people, we know this with club culture. Going into a club, people look you up and down. They look at what you're wearing. There is a thing of, can you enter here? Do you look like you have the money to be here? Even in corporate spaces, even simple interactions as like buying food at like a supermarket. We know that we know the stereotypes that a cashier, when it's a Black person coming to pay, they are just going to say plastic. But if it's a Caucasian counterpart, they will usually be like, hi, ma'am, hi, sir, da, 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 da. We know this, we see it, like even with Black people, sometimes some Black people do respect whiteness. They do respect it. And this video is not for me. Please don't take it as a way to promote a racist ideology or racial superiority. I'm not trying to emphasize that. I'm trying to point out a reality that for most Black people, we have to wear our wealth on our bodies. We have to buy luxury cars to be taken seriously. That's the thing I never thought I would discover from this topic, is that people buy luxury brands. I do believe it's possible that people buy luxury brands because they like the luxury brands. They like the look, they like the quality, they like the exclusivity. I do believe that there are people who buy luxury brands for that purpose, but I also don't want people to negate the fact that wearing luxury brands changes the way people view you. That's why a lot of the men who are into the blessed lifestyle, your tenderpreneurs, that's why they project a certain image online. That's why they wear brands, because they know it's like a signal. It's calling in specific type of candidates, a specific type of women to be drawn to them. There is an allure, there is an attraction. It's like, I have money. I have to prove I have money by wearing it on my body. We know that the assumption whenever we see a Caucasian or a white person, the assumption is that they have money. As someone who has traveled Southeast Asia, I have seen it. I have seen how even in Southeast Asia, the girlies in Southeast Asia, they love Caucasian man. They're on this pedestal. So it's the same thing everywhere, where you see that there is a privilege in being a white person. There is a privilege in you're able to enter spaces, people assuming you have money, people assuming you're qualified to be in there. Whereas if you're a Black person, you sometimes have to prove yourself. You have to prove your abilities. You have to prove that I belong here. I have a theory. My theory is that South Africans don't just buy luxury brands because they like luxury brands. People don't buy Stanley Cups because they like Stanley Cups. People don't drink Hennessy because Hennessy tastes good. I've tasted Hennessy. It tastes evil. Personally, I don't like Hennessy. I've seen some of the clothing brands, even some brands you like, Balenciaga. Balenciaga is ridiculous. Some of the clothing that they release is absolutely a social experiment in my perspective. So I have a theory that a lot of our people, a lot of us, spend on luxury brands not only because we think it's a beautiful item to have, but because it symbolizes, it carries an identity. It carries this message that, hey, I'm a Black person, but I am this type of Black person. I'm not like the rest. I can afford to be here. I can afford to be in this luxury space. I can afford to be in this hotel. I can afford to be in this holiday resort. I am stamping, it's a stamp of proof that I belong here. I'm wearing my luxury brands. I'm driving my expensive car to show you that I belong here. And that is my theory, that it links back to respectability politics. What do you think? Do you think that luxury brands, people just buy them because they think, oh, it's pretty, it's nice? Or do you think there's a deeper message behind why, in a country that is the way it is, we love expensive things? If you got to this part of the video, darling, please leave money emojis in the comment section, and I truly appreciate your feedback. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.